Have you ever looked at something and sworn you saw one thing, only for someone else to point out something completely different? Or perhaps you have experienced a magic trick where your eyes clearly saw an object vanish, even though you know it is impossible. Our brains are truly remarkable, crafting our personal realities from the constant stream of information around us. The core difference between sensation and perception is that sensation is the raw, physical process of detecting stimuli from our environment, while perception is the brain's active interpretation and organization of that sensory information into something meaningful. The discrepancy arises because what our senses detect is not always what our brains conclude is happening. It is the gap between pure input and personal understanding. Think of sensation as the basic data collection. It involves our 5 primary senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. Specialized sensory receptors in our eyes, ears, skin, tongue, and nose take in physical energy like light waves, sound vibrations, or chemical molecules, and then convert them into electrical signals. This process, called transduction, sends these raw signals to the brain. Perception, however, is where the real magic happens. Once those raw signals reach the brain, your mind gets to work. It does not just passively receive the data. Instead, it actively constructs a narrative, filtering, organizing, and interpreting these signals based on a lifetime of experiences, memories, expectations, and even current emotions. For instance, the same sound waves that register as sensation in your ears could be perceived as beautiful music by one person and annoying noise by another, depending on their background and attention. Our brains are constantly making educated guesses about the world, and sometimes these guesses lead us to perceive things differently from what the pure sensory input suggests. This active construction means that our perceived reality is often a subjective interpretation, not a perfect mirror of objective reality. It is why optical illusions work so powerfully, tricking our perceptual systems into seeing what is not physically there. Understanding this fascinating distinction helps us appreciate that our personal reality is a sophisticated construction. It reminds us that two people can witness the exact same event and have genuinely different experiences of it. This knowledge can foster empathy and improve communication, as we recognize that others' perceptions are shaped by their unique internal filters. It also encourages us to question our assumptions and be open to different interpretations of the world around us. Psychologists often describe this as the interplay between bottom-up and top-down processing. Bottom-up processing is the direct sensation, taking in elementary stimulus features. Top-down processing involves using our existing knowledge, experiences, and expectations to influence how we interpret those sensations. A classic example is the perceptual set, where our readiness to perceive something in a particular way can profoundly shape what we actually experience. For example, if you are expecting a scary sound, a harmless rustle in the leaves might be perceived as a terrifying creature. Another fascinating aspect is explored by Gestalt psychologists who identified principles like proximity and similarity, showing how our brains automatically group sensory elements to form a coherent whole, often perceiving patterns that are not explicitly present in the raw data. Ultimately, the discrepancy between sensation and perception is not a flaw in our system, but a brilliant evolutionary adaptation. Our brains efficiently create a coherent and functional understanding of the world, allowing us to navigate complex environments quickly. While this constructive process can lead to illusions or differing viewpoints, it also highlights the incredible power of our minds to give meaning and order to a chaotic sensory universe. It is a constant testament to the amazing, active role our brain plays in crafting our individual experience of reality.